I'll tell you what, when it comes to fishing for me, I'm going to take a creek or a farm pond any day.
That sounds crazy as hell to me, man. As somebody that fishes, actual fishes, to me, a good river or a river where it dumps off into a lake, that's the place to be.
Man, miss me with all that, bro. If you want to do some real fishing, you got to get out there and do some saltwater fishing.
Nah.
You crazy where everything wants to bite, sting, kill you. No.
If he wants to bite you,
It's the Australia
he wants to bite
of
your
water.
bait.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Cast&Blast podcast. I'm Poacher Ben.
I'm Speed Bug Jimmy. Speed Bug Jimmy.
He's so fast he couldn't spit it out. Poacher Joe coming to you live.
That's all, folks.
Stroking out over here again.
We were just talking about what is our favorite body of water to fish.
That's what got me so excited. We were sitting there talking about the favorite body of water, and then I got excited and couldn't even talk anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was. It's not the CTE.
What is it that draws you to that body of water? What is it that draws you to a river, a lake, a pond? Is it the coast or whatever? What is it that draws you to that body of water?
For me, as far as like being a river, man, it's nostalgia.
You could say river rat.
River rat. I've said it before on this podcast. I grew up as a river rat, man. The river always changes. It always changes. Not only that is I'm that guy that's got to see over the next ridge. I got to see around the next bend.
Okay.
I got to see the next cove in the lake. That's why I love the river. Not only that, but the versatility of a river, the way you can fish and the different species that you can fish. Man, it's all right there in the river. You got current, you got logs, you got all your different cover, you got rocks, you got sandbars, you got shoals, rock shoals. And have either one of you ever been on the river?
Yeah, I was kind of born and raised on one.
All right, now, well, good. That's why we're friends, Joe. Because
one could say I've been close to a river a time or two.
yeah, or at least your family, huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah, at least once.
Exactly.
The people on a river, man, they're unlike any other people you're going to meet. You might meet people on the lake. Say you got problems on the lake, and they're going to be like, hey, I got the number to Cito for you, bud. You have some issues on a river? Bro, they're going to be out there grilling. They're going to be making you a grilled cheese, handing you that Keystone Light. They're going to tow you in. They're going to take care of you. You're not going to be left stranded. I love rivers.
That's the same reason I love CRICKS. So, being a muddy water baby my whole life.
Mud baby.
Old muddy water baby my whole
bud.
life. On the creek, I see it the same exact way. And same thing with a farm pond. The only difference is...
Wait, are we talking about a creek or a crick?
What's the difference and what's a crick? What the fuck is a crick?
So first off, we are not going to grammar Nazi Poacher Joe today, right? That's what we're not going to do.
Let me tell you what's not going to happen.
So, no, between that and farm ponds, but where you like the people on the rivers and lakes and wherever the heck you fish, I can't stand people. So I like being secluded on that creek or on on a farm pond. Me, the wife, the kids, or whoever, will fire and just kick back in the middle of nowhere,
And that's another thing that, on the river you can get away from a lot of times is on a lake you're out there and you got the recreationists out there on the lake. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not complaining about them. They got a space. That's their space too. But if you're fishing, you don't want to be fishing next to that.
Right.
If you're next to a river on the lake, you can just skirt your little ass up that river a little ways.
Yep.
And keep on keeping on.
And so I've, growing up where I grew up, being right there off the Ohio River, we still had a lot of fellers that would come in on their sea-doos and shit like that. And, we'd run boats up and down it, too. So you had to fight that every once in a while. But where I was from, we made sure they knew right quick, fast, and in a hurry, hey, once you come around that bend up yonder, you just go back that way.
So it sounds like we kind of favor some of the same type, but we got somebody over here.
Man,
Salt life.
someone
OBX.
someone who grew up on the coast, man. it's not just a fishing saltwater. The culture down there is different, bro. I grew up in Corpus, man. Corpus Christi has a whole fishing culture behind it. You get down to the coast down there, and it's an entire industry down there based around fishing. It isn't just recreation. It isn't anything. It's one of the biggest industries on the whole Gulf Coast. You get down there, there's bait shops, there's water on every edge of the land out there. There's so much access to fishing. It is endless on what kind of fishing you can do. You can offshore fish, you can inshore fish, you can fish from the beach, you can fish, there's even freshwater fishing out there, but it's just, that is the one thing I miss the most, is getting down south and smelling the sea breeze and getting down there, and then it's just early morning bites. Everybody's hitting out to the bait shop. You go down to the bait shop, they're giving you secrets on what's hitting, what's not. It's like going into like a fishing guide at the bait shop, because they're telling you what is hidden, what is not hidden. And I know it's kind of like that in the, your bait stands and stuff on the way out to the pond and the river. But I'm telling you, when you get down there and you just see like everybody's doing the same thing, they're all heading down to certain spots, and you can either fish the jetties, you can fish the causeway, you can fish the runs, you can fish, the passes, you can fish the flats and all that stuff. There's just so much variety. When you think about saltwater, you think, getting on a boat and doing all that. Man, I didn't have a boat growing up. I didn't have none of that, but I had so much access to fishing.
You ain't got a boat now, Ben.
You're right.
I'm sorry. I just stole his fucking
way to throw that back in my face. But I think we're all in between boats.
Ben, you broke bitch.
Yeah. And that's
I don't have a boat either.
That's the one thing that I don't need down there. Like, I used to wade fish most of the time. A boat for me was just a way to get from point A to point B.
That's what's your preferred method of fishing down
wade
there?
Fishing, man.
Wade fishing?
Wade fishing. I got some holes down there that you go out and you wade out 2 or 3 sandbars, and you think by looking at it from the, where you parked, that you're, a mile out and then, a mile deep. Right, we're getting out there and we're going to end up at the 2nd, 3rd sandbar and be knee deep in water fishing and pulling in, monster red, trout, black drum, sheephead, some freaking skipjack. You're just going to be fishing all day, different species. And for me, man, I don't know, I'll let you guys argue this, but like, here, freshwater, I catch and release. I'm bringing anything in I catch from the saltwater and I'm eating it. What is your guys' take on freshwater versus
bitch.
Yeah, what is your guys' take on saltwater fish versus freshwater fish as far as eating?
As far as eating, I don't eat a whole lot of fish. I love to fish, but I don't eat as much fish as what you would think I would. Whether it's saltwater or freshwater, it's fish to me.
Okay.
I can tell a difference, but I only eat as needed, and I throw everything else back. If I go fishing, then if I have the intent to keep, I'm only going to keep what I need for whatever meals I'm going to cook, and I throw the rest back anyway.
So, Joe, from your freshwater fishing experience, what would you say is your best eaten fish, and what is it about freshwater that gives you variety as far as like a substance, food?
Blue cat. Blue cat's my favorite.
Okay.
Right? It's hardy. It's a white fish. I mean, they're primarily meat eaters. It's a clean fish. You get the bloodline out, you're golden. So you can actually tell the difference between like, I eat a lot of bluegill. I love bluegill fishing.
Bluegill and crappie and walleye are the best freshwater fish, in my opinion.
Striper is phenomenal too, right? And I love walleye. I grew up doing it, right? Mm-hmm. So I love walleye fishing. But to me, I don't know, blue cat's just a thicker, hardier type of fish. But you can tell the difference between a farm pond bluegill and a creek bluegill. You can tell the difference between a farm pond, crappie and a creek crappie. So the taste, it really depends on
the environment,
the they're
ecosystem,
in, right? But just the fact that being on a river or being on a creek, either way, we have the same, not as many species, because you got shit that wants to eat you. I mean, we got catfish that can eat you, right? But we have just about, the same number of species. You know, you can go.
I would agree.
There's also another aspect of it too, and you kind of hit on it. You talked about, going out in a boat. You said you may have to go out in a boat, and you're a mile out there, but you're still in knee-deep water. For me, fishing on a river or a lake or something like that, like primarily river fishing, the cost is going to be cheaper in my mind. You can tell me whether it's true or not, because saltwater fishing I don't have a lot of experience in, but I can take a 14-foot flat bottom boat and a trolling motor with a battery or a small outboard, and I can run that river all day long. And that's a cheap setup. Saltwater setups aren't that cheap and easy in my perspective.
I don't need none of that.
100. I don't either, but
to fish a farm pond.
See, and
you're going to walk around the same area over and over.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's like a misconception of saltwater fishing. Yes, there are some $90,000, $150,000 hannies out there putting people on the water. Yes, you got all the skinny water boats and all that people are investing a ton of money in. I grew up poor, fished every day of my life down there. And I just went out either to the T-heads, to the jetties, to the flats. We got out to any area that we can just get out on the ground and fish.
Well, I think
it was free. It was free.
I think there's also a big misconception.
Didn't even pay for a fishing license.
Look.
Wait, what?
Yeah, see, you grew up just like I did.
That's what it.
I think there's a huge misconception though too when we talk about saltwater, because everybody thinks, we're going and chasing marlins and fucking bull sharks and stuff like that, and tuna, right,
sure.
and stuff like that.
They don't think of you out there catching pompano on
pompano.
Right.
You can be shrimp, or you can be crabbing.
You can fly fish. Fly fishing's huge down there in the jetties and stuff like, and on the sandbars.
More on the flats, but yeah.
Right, but when people think fly fishing, they immediately go to trout or brookies. Well,
that's a bougie.
And stuff
That's
like
very
that.
bougie.
Joe, we're creek and river fishermen. You're over here trying to make saltwater fishing, making out like stick to rivers and creeks.
Stick to saltwater.
Don't be a salty bitch.
Don't.
Well, if you had to sell it, here's your chance. Sell me on creek fishing, man.
You like cold beer?
I do.
You like sitting down watching poles in the water?
I do.
You like a little warm bonfire behind you?
I do.
Okay, well, you're sold.
Sounds like saltwater. Sounds like saltwater fishing.
Yeah, no. The only difference between me and you is I don't have to wash sand out of my ass for 3 days.
Yeah, you're right.
You've been sitting on some. I don't know. You fishing rivers and creeks that run through the concrete jungle?
No, but I'm fishing the Ohio River, Lothry Creek, Cowhouse Creek, Arnold Creek, North Hogan. So where I grew up primarily fishing at, of course, is southeast Indiana. So we were a mile from the Ohio River on Lothry Creek, right? So that's where I primarily grew up fishing. Is on Lothry Creek and the Ohio River, and a shit ton of farm ponds, North Hogan, stuff like that. So when I think of creek fishing, I think of stopping at the Shell station or at IGA grabbing some chicken livers, because we was just catching channel cats. When I was younger, that's really all we knew was just grabbing chicken livers, go. Now it's completely different fishing nowadays. But, and flatties, go snag a couple bluegill, throw them on a hook, get them out there. So I think about doing that, going down, sitting on the river or on the creek with my dad, my uncles and all them, and some of my best friends, and just sitting chilling. And I love the versatility of a creek and a farm pond too. And here's why I say that, because not only am I fishing in that creek, we frog gigged up and down it. We'd use it scouting for deer, ducks, all kinds of stuff. So it's a versatile body of water. Same thing with farm ponds. Goodness. What'd you put in this beer, Ace?
You're talking about all the things you can do on saltwater. You're gigging for frogs, I'm gigging for flounders. You're out there scouting deer and ducks, I can do that from the coast too.
But you're a salty bitch.
But I'm out there on, South Texas inlands and all that stuff.
I'm going to school y'all up in a minute.
Then you're talking about, different fish, and you want to name drop some spots and some lakes and all that stuff. I'm fishing Packery Channel, Causeway, Fish Path, Kate's Hole. I mean, we can sit here.
I'm fishing the ocean.
You're talking about bass, crappie, this and that, man. I got skipjack. You talking flounder, pompano, whiting, all that stuff I can still eat. Depending on how far I want to go out there, I want to paddle out to the breakers on the kayak.
I'm just saying, I've never heard a country song wrote about the ocean.
Have you ever heard of a guy by the name of Kenny Chesney?
Yeah, he's not real.
Okay,
right?
'Cause, I mean,
He's not
he's wrote a few country songs.
A few, but he's not real.
So he's
right.
got-
George Strait has oceanfront property in Arizona. We can talk about that.
Ben's got one other secret weapon down there in the Corpus area. It's that dick jetty.
Oh, yeah. So he said he pulled up a jetty that was dick shaped, and yeah, I fished it. I've been out there, but
On
I mean,
the tip.
Oh, absolutely.
just the tip. But I mean, dude,
From nut to butt.
you're talking about Red Dot Pier, Bob Hall Pier, which has been reconstructed. Now it's deeper and further out in the water, so it's giving people opportunities to fish a little bit deeper water out there from like a pier. Pretty awesome. Red Dot, you know, you can get out to Rockport. That whole area of the, you know, I call it the Coastal Bend. That's not even getting, that's the upper Laguna Madre. That's, you know, Back Bay, Oso Bay, all that stuff. Like, that's where I grew up fishing. There's just so much access to it. Like, here, you're talking about getting to a creek, getting to a pond. How much land do you got to cover to get out to that? How much, you know, do you got to walk? I think I remember hearing a story where somebody walked and almost died getting out past a couple of log jams.
He was fishing with Jimmy.
Yeah, but
What do you expect?
But out there, when I
It
say
was a prepared trail.
you're walking, where I'm walking, you're already in the water. Like, you're walking through water.
You know what else?
It's the ocean.
You know what else is in that water?
Crab, shrimp, mullet.
Sharks,
Oil.
stingray. I don't know, a little thing they call
Yeah.
barracuda
No,
with big
first
ass
off,
teeth.
Yeah.
first off, let me tell you something right now. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. The stingray can go ahead and kick rocks. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. Right? We don't do stingrays.
Stingrays are good eating. I can eat stingray.
It's a sea pancake.
I can eat flounder. I can eat shark. I can eat all that you're talking about that's in that water. The only thing I don't eat out there is flatheads, you know?
I can eat snapping
Hard-
turtle.
hard
I can
heads,
eat
hard heads,
crappie.
hard
I
heads.
can eat.
My
white
man
bass.
started with snapping turtle.
Well, we caught one today, so
He didn't start with like I can eat crappie, I can eat cat. He started
All
with
right.
I can eat turtles.
Let's talk about the one thing that you catch at your body of water that instantly toss back. For me, it's a hardhead catfish, right? Down in the South, when we go catch a catfish,
bullhead.
that's getting slung off the line without even touching that son of a bitch. What is it for you guys?
There's four for me: bullhead catfish, any type of gar, a carp, or buffalo. I'm throwing all four of them back.
Okay.
Bullhead and kind of same thing. Gar, carp. I mean, I've ate them in the past, but I'm good with
I'm
it.
not looking for those to
Are
eat.
you looking to eat a possum? No.
I'm looking to eat gar.
But you can have it.
I was raised on gar.
Yeah,
dude.
it's because you've only been across one river, Ben.
Yeah, one
This is
river.
Oasis River too, man. That's the most. That's where I pull gar out of. But I mean, it's just. I mean, dude, you go backstrap on a gar, bro, and you're talking about good eating, man.
I don't like fish that much anyway.
You can have all my. Yeah, first off, let's talk that right quick. You
Yeah.
don't eat nothing. You throw everything back.
99% of everything I catch, I throw back.
For why? Why do what is the point? So okay, I fish more or less to fill a freezer.
So that's the thing. I'll fill the freezer with the amount of fish that I want per species. If I want bluegill, crappie, catfish, I'll get whatever I need for those, and then everything else will just go back.
Nah, I just keep going.
I don't. I did that for years, and I just kept throwing away fish. So I only keep what I know I'm gonna eat now.
I give it away.
Yeah.
Or it's a hey,
fish fry.
fish fry, let's go. Right, which we'll do on the river while we're fishing because that's the best part about it.
That's what. So we used
Much better than being in the sand.
My buddy and I, Adam, I've talked about him on here before. We used to.
Secret ingredient in the fried fish.
It's a good thing to do at work. We used to do fish fries at work. You know, we would catch a whole bunch of fish, and in the Army, you know, we'd do a big fish fry at lunch for our platoon. You know, bunch of hush puppy, bunch of fish, things like that. It's pretty cool.
Well, you got to have hush puppies if you're freshwater fishing. And in saltwater, we have so much fish that you don't need hush puppies.
Joe,
He clearly doesn't know how to fish fresh water.
yeah.
You know,
I will say this.
I will say
you're talking about a guy that puts a gallon of Morton's in his fucking bathtub, right?
Yeah.
So I went down to all these places. He's like Packery Channel, the jetties. I went down and fished every one of them spots, and I caught catfish. That's the only thing I caught. A metric shit ton. I caught every.
All right.
We all know Jimmy's a professional catfisherman.
Jimmy showed me pictures of the fish that he caught, and said that somebody out there was telling him that was like
that's the only fish that's in the Gulf. Is what are hardhead catfish? Is that what they're called?
Hardhead. We call them hardheads, but
Hardhead.
it's saltwater catfish.
That's the only.
Wait a second. Do
That's
you
the
eat
only
ladyfish?
fish down there.
Oh, dude, I ain't gonna tell you. I'm telling you right now, there was hardly anything out there that we didn't eat.
Ugh.
We ate. I'm telling you, we ate stingray. We ate what is something that like whiting? A lot of people throw those back, dude.
No,
that
they're
makes
good.
the best ceviche you can ever throw down on.
You know what else does? Crappie.
I haven't had that, but I mean, in
Well, it's
ceviche.
not a saltwater fish, so you wouldn't know.
In ceviche, but I'm saying like, dude, down there we go. So I had a cousin who had a shrimp boat on the T-heads. I would go down there and get my shrimp from them. They had El Pasano boat. I would go down there, get my shrimp. Or my job when I was little, to go fishing with my dad and his brothers, our job, me and my cousin, our job was to catch finger mullet and shrimp. So we do it. We go out there to the flats and sit there and throw the cast net out. If we wanted to go fishing, we had to catch bait.
Yeah.
So we're pulling out the cast net and we're bringing in the fish. We fill the bucket. All right, now we can go fish. So, but see, it's the luxury of having the abundance of. Where like out here, sometimes it's tough getting bait fish to go catfishing and all that stuff. You know,
that's the part of it that I love as far as river fishing, or kind of in the mouth of a river on a lake, is the versatility of it. I love it from start to finish. You've done it with me. Where
I love the process.
yeah,
I love it.
The entire process. We go catch our own bait, whether it's perch jerking, just some worms and catching perch, or throwing cast net, catching perch and shad, or whatever legal bait means you have. But you get out on the river, you can set trot lines, jug lines, limb lines. Fish those while you're fishing your rods. Set up a bonfire. Sit there, drink some beer.
Have you ever seen the videos of them guys that are out there, like in Florida, catching them shell crackers, or like Dangle Nation, right? They're out right now catching them big bluegill that look like they come out of Havasu.
Yeah.
They're like 2 pound.
The foreheads.
Dude, big old foreheads, right?
Look like a freaking El Dorado or some shit.
Dude, I love
That's
catching.
my favorite shit.
That's flathead catfish bait, right?
Oh,
or
absolutely.
candy. That's candy.
Absolutely.
But when you catch a bluegill like that, and you got to debate whether you're going to use that for bait or you're going to use
Throw
it
it
for
in the
dinner.
pan. Yeah,
So-
Yeah,
in the
you're
pan.
like, damn.
Absolutely. You catch, but you said it's all catfish bait. Yeah, you got green shad, you've got striped shad, you've got blue shad, you've got
You got threadgill shad. You got
well, no, so crappie's a green shad, striper or a white
Oh,
bass
oh,
is a
yeah,
striped
yeah.
shad.
I was about to ask you where these different colors.
Everything's a
Shad are.
shad when it comes to blue cat, right?
You got gizzard shad, threadfin shad. What else we got?
Big golden eyes.
Oh yeah, those are.
Dude, I've caught some golden eyes on a lake that are just,
See, that's kind of rare for me, like just growing up here, but I ain't gonna lie, like growing up saltwater fishing, I felt so spoiled because I grew up around guys who I would like to say, empty out the Gulf. You know what I mean? These guys, there was no limit, there was no minimums, there was none of that. We were filling up the ice chest, going
yeah,
home.
that's how we were.
We'd fish fry for the whole neighborhood, man.
Yep.
So you could call it what you want, by legal means or illegal means, whatever it was, but it wasn't like out of greed or none of that. It was like, come home and feed the whole neighborhood.
But how much of it is for you to just get out, right? Like, it's not always about for me, like a river trip. That's why I love rivers so much, is because it's not always about the catch. It's about to get out there, see the scene, see the
absolutely
nature.
watching eagles. Like
Well,
a lot of
eagles
the
are
places
always
you
on-
and I have fished, there's always eagles.
So you're kind of tapping into the nostalgia of it, right? What is
Yeah.
it that drew you to that spot that is, or what draws you to this day? What is it that connects you to that spot that's different than, say like I'm a saltwater angler, you're a freshwater pond, river, whatever. What is it draws you to that?
The crazy thing for me is what really draws me back to the nostalgia spots that I love so much is that I found them. I found them by getting by getting out exploring. I didn't at the time. There was no Google Maps, satellite view, nothing.
Yeah.
You had to get out, boots on ground or on the water, whatever. Find these spots.
In your case, barefoot on ground with your pant legs folded up.
Exactly.
His pant legs were never folded up. Clearly.
Clearly.
They've never seen the
Never seen
daylight.
daylight.
Yeah. But that's what really brings it back to me. And I say I found it, but along with my dad, my brother, just us out exploring. And that's what put that drive and that love in there for me. So that's for me.
What about you, Joe?
Mine is absolutely sitting with I call them my brothers. I've known them since we were, knee-high to a grasshopper. Sitting on a creek bank with them boys catfishing, or my dad, my Uncle Daryl, and my Uncle Dewey sitting on...
I almost thought he said my Uncle Daryl and my other Uncle Daryl.
My Uncle Daryl,
No,
Uncle Daryl.
my dad, my Uncle Daryl, and my Uncle Dewey sitting on North Hogan just smashing cats from dark to daylight, sitting listening to music, and just sitting on a riverbank or on a creek bank with a little fire going, and that was it all night. Just sitting with them three, my dad, my two uncles, and me, and that was so much fun for me listening to them talk about different shit. But it was always fishing was always something that tied me together with my dad and my family. Hey, boy, we're going. Hey, get up, we're going. And then fishing with my friends. So I always knew, I fished a lot by myself, right? But it was always, I'm with my friends, we're fishing, we're cutting up, we're having fun, filling the freezer at the same time. But to me, fishing for me in my areas resonates with family. And
there's always this familiarity. It's a real word that I can't say. But you
that's at Oklahoma.
Yeah, as you fish on the river, unlike the coast, on the river you can always find a familiar type area. Any state you go to, any other river, something that reminds you of the river you fished. Right, a river's a river. They set up much the same. Some are deeper, shallower, wider, narrower. But you can always find some type of familiar area.
You talking about rivers there, buddy?
Yeah, I know, right? We off topic.
I think you're talking about the Dick Jetty.
But in the coast, it's kind of hard to find a familiar area to the coast.
No, because it's ocean. It's just blue.
It's
I guess sand here, blue there.
Yeah.
They all kind of set up the same. You got sandbars, you got breaks, you got the tide rise and fall.
But if you have to move to Nebraska, you're not going to find a familiar anything.
No, I'm not fishing in Nebraska.
Ben will be out there with a bunch of play sand, putting it up on the bank of a lake.
We're just talking about what it is that draws us back. For me, when I go out there and I put
coming back. I got you.
When I get out there and I put my feet in the water, man, I feel connected to my dad immediately.
Yeah.
And I literally feel like I'm close. I hear him. I see him. I feel him. That's my connection.
It's your spot, man.
That's
it's
my
your
spot. And I don't have to necessarily go back to one of the spots. I feel like he's in there as soon as I touch the water, man.
Yeah.
And that's my connection, But it's the whole community down there. You get down there, you stop by the bait shops, you stop at Old Billings, you stop at Causeway, you stop at, Roy's Tackle Shop. Everybody down there is inviting you in. Hey, what you fishing for today?
Absolutely.
Hey, man, they're biting on this. Cut bait's working. You live shrimp. Live croaker. They're walking you through what it is. Guarantee you get out there, you toss what they recommend, you're gonna go get on some
Absolutely.
fish.
And that's kind of like what that's what we're getting away from. I can't speak for you, but for us, like we're not gonna go to a bait shop. We're not gonna see anybody before. We're just gonna go out there and try our best.
That might be for them Oklahoma fellers, but like growing up, we'd stop at Wormy's and get whatever we needed there. My dad knew Mr. Wormy, and we'd stop in there, and it was always a 30-minute conversation and a cold beer. It was never, I'm going to run in here and get some night crawlers and get out. It was a 30-minute conversation no matter what, minimum.
Yeah.
It's kind of like stopping a D&D feed nowadays.
Yeah. It's part of the experience, right? You have to stop, and it's part of the whole thing.
And one thing I have carried over from my life, so growing up, when we'd be headed down to Law 3, and we'd stop at Tandy's IGA. You walk in, they always had a hot deli, right? So you had chicken, tater wedges, mac and cheese, like the little
delis. Too poor for that shit. We make a bologna sandwich and some deviled ham and bread.
Listen, let me tell you, a bologna sandwich with some Grippos potato chips, boy, that shit'll
Bro,
you
remember going out fishing with a freaking white bread sandwich of potted meat?
Yeah.
With the potato string, or what was the shoestring potatoes?
The chips, the picnics.
The picnics.
Dude, I bought a container of them from Walmart the other day just because I seen them.
Destroyed them.
Okay. Did you ever put them inside your sandwich?
If you don't eat, look, I'm gonna be serious. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a couple things in this world that I don't trust.
It cancels out the sand.
I don't.
Dude, you ain't lying.
I don't trust youth football coaches that coach in cleats. Right,
yeah.
Because guess what? You're not playing.
I don't get that.
I don't trust nobody that don't put chips on a sandwich. I'm sorry. If you don't put chips on a white bread sandwich, fucking, we're done.
Dude,
I can get behind that.
That was part of the sandwich experience, man.
But see, I have carried that, like stopping to grab a 3-piece chicken from IGA, right, to my kids now. When we go turkey hunting on the way out, we'll stop at the gas station there and grab breakfast tacos, or we'll stop and grab some chicken, whatever. I make sure, because that's something my dad always did for me, was, hey, we're going to grab a couple snacks. You guys know the Jack Link's jerky in a can, like chew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so before I started chewing Copenhagen and Grizzly, right, my dad would buy me that shit. My boys, my son, there was a picture in my memories the other day. He was standing on the baseball diamond with a can of it in his back pocket. He had a big old jerky chew in, right, pitching. But he did the same thing, and still to this day, at 13, does the same thing. When we go fishing, he tries to grab one of them little things. And that reminds me of me and my buddies when I was younger, right? Growing up, we did little shit like that. And now I've carried that on to my kids when we're going creek fishing and stuff like that.
We do that. We used to go out on trips almost at least 3 or 4 days a week. And we used to do that every single day until we were like, dude, we're spending $30, $40 a stop when we're in here buying snacks and drinks. We got to start bringing shit from the house.
If you don't, but
started making his own jerky.
Yeah,
you ain't lying. But listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Road trips, fishing trips, hunting trips. When you come out of that gas station, if it don't look like a kid in a candy store, you're not buying snacks right. I'm sorry, pogey bait, whatever you want to call it.
I do think that no matter what your favorite fishing hole is, your favorite fishing type, whether it's on the boat, on a bank, on a river, in the ocean, in the bay, on a pond, a farm pond, it doesn't matter. As long as you're out there, everybody's going to have their own favorite.
As long as you're out there, you're having fun, and take a kid with you.
Take a kid with you.
Right? Or somebody that ain't been fishing before. Okay, no Diddy, no Epstein. We're not island fishing, right? We ain't island boys, right? But, take somebody that hasn't.
Some of us might be.
But listen, I do, in Ben's defense, I will say one of my favorite fish of all time ever to eat comes from the salt, and that's bonnethead shark. Bonnethead shark is one of my favorites of all time ever.
Halibut's probably my favorite fish to eat, and it's definitely a saltwater fish.
I seen you make a face. You put some bonnethead steaks.
You put some respect on some redfish on a half shell, bro.
Stand by.
He likes that.
You put some bonnethead on a smoker.
It's all
son.
The bonnet head for him.
Yeah, our friend Ben from Tybee. Right, that's the only time I've ever fished intercoastal or fished salt was over Tybee Island with Dusty and our buddy Ben, and we were fishing over there, and we did a little trip out, and we'd caught we were picking up, I think they're called cannonball jellyfish. They're just little. I got pictures of them, man. Little jellyfish. We was picking up out of the water, and Big John was with us, who's 6'7", 400 pounds. So where we're picking up shit like this, it looks like this in his hand, you know.
Hey, is Big John related to Lil John?
No, but Little John and Robin Hood and Little John, they used to walk through the forest.
What is your favorite saltwater fish to eat?
Redfish.
Redfish is your favorite saltwater. I've had redfish.
I've never had redfish.
You've never had redfish. All right. We should get some redfish, and then we'll get some crappie, right? And we should prepare
You gotta
those.
ask me how you like to eat it first to compare them to. Because if you're frying crappie, then I got to give you. Then I'm gonna say fried trout.
Which one's gonna be you prepare?
But if we're doing redfish on a half shell, right? I'm gonna do
crappie. Don't have a shell.
So with
Yeah,
that, go ahead.
So if you cook redfish on the scales and the skin or whatever and half it, you know that's gonna bake it kind of, and it's roasted and charred and all that stuff. It's so good.
I would be.
But if any saltwater fish or anything that I'm gonna eat, top by all, oysters.
Oh,
dude,
Bro.
all day, all
Bro,
day,
I
all
used to
day.
go and chuck
Are
my
you
own-
serious?
Hawk
I used to-
loogies up all day.
Bro,
Are
I
you
used to-
serious?
Hawk
I used to
loogies up
chuck-
all day. You got oysters.
Bro,
all
I
day.
used to
oysters-
chuck my own oysters off the jetties when I was a kid. My dad
Bro.
would give me it's illegal as shit. My dad would give me a little Crown Royal bag. We had those in abundance. I don't know why. I go down under there with a little snorkel and some fins, bro. Go down there and pop those off the rocks. Fill up that bag. Come out. Give him one. He give me another empty bag. Go down there and we go back, dude. And you fry them oysters up. Mix a little.
I'll eat a
ketchup and
fried oyster, but not a raw oyster.
No, I've done them grilled.
I do them grilled.
Grilled. Oh my
raw,
God, brother.
Grilled,
Brother,
raw, fried.
you're missing out on that one.
All right, well, let's go back to. We need to get some crappie. You need to try some crappie. Cook redfish however you want to cook it. Cook the crappie this exact same way. And to me, there's a big misconception that all saltwater tastes better than freshwater fish. I don't think so. You put some crappie, walleye, or bluegill up against any saltwater fish, in my opinion.
I'll fight you to the death on that one, bro. But I mean, honestly, like
My boy,
you
a
said
swordfish steak or a mahi steak.
tuna.
All right, we're not
Tuna?
talking steak size. That's a whole different breed.
I know.
That's a whole different.
Anything that's named twice, like couscous or mahi is good.
you got that too, name.
You know,
What's that one bird? The dick?
Hey man, you talking about you've never had saltwater redfish?
No.
I've never had freshwater catfish.
Oh, bro, we're gonna change that
Friday,
now.
We're going fishing Friday. We'll bring some catfish.
He said that last time, and I pulled several catfish in.
You got to catch catfish to eat catfish. Jimmy.
I mean,
we
we
caught
caught fish, but he
no,
was
I'm just
like,
talking strictly to Jimmy.
Oh, I'm
You're
excluded
right,
from this
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
You also have to kill turkeys to eat turkeys.
No, I don't. I can go to HEB and buy a butterball.
Well, I could go buy a catfish.
I can shoot a butterball in HEB. It might not make everybody in the store happy,
I
but
can
it don't
shoot it.
fucking matter to me.
but you can't shoot a turkey out on public land.
But you,
I can too.
Come on.
shit.
Matter of fact, give me 30 fucking minutes.
Hey, what are we doing? We're catching fish.
We're catching fish.
If we go out there, you put me on your hole, I'm sure you could load up a freaking bucket full of fish for me.
Today.
Same with you. I know I can. We'll take you out. We'll put
Friday.
you on fish. Let's go do it. All I'm saying is if you're watching this and this kind of reminded you of where you fish, where you grew up, you kind of, you thought about the bait shops, the beef jerky you used to load up on the way out to the fishing hole. Let us know what is your favorite fishing. What is your favorite type? Is it a creek? Is it a saltwater? Is it a pond? Is it a crick? Is it a river?
What's your nostalgia?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. We want to hear all about it.
Are you a muddy river boy? Are you a river rat? Are you a salt life OBX? Like
I
type
don't even
guy?
know what either one of those are.
He's the sick of
what is
fishing.
hold on. What is IBX?
OBX, Outer Banks.
Outer Banks.
Yeah, nothing I grew up around.
Well,
And
it's
Salt Life.
It's saltwater.
Salt Life is definitely like
In
the
your
boot.
blood, yeah, we know.
No. It's down like in Corpus, that's like a bougie ass freaking.
I'm surprised he's not wearing red fin glasses. Like,
I don't. Yeah, no. I mean, I get these blenders. Blenders, if you're listening,
Blenders.
blender.
We're looking for sponsors. I wear blenders. This is not sponsored, by the way, but
I will
blenders.
wear blenders.
I wear blenders.
I wear blenders on my motorcycle.
I wear blenders, polarized sunglasses, whether I'm on the water, out in the field, or whatever. You'll catch me wearing blenders. I'm loyal to that.
That's a true statement.
And I really wish they would sponsor us because I'm already buying them in bulk and wearing them and everything. I'm just like,
You got 17 of them on your countertop out
he ain't
there.
lying. My
ain't
whole
lying.
family wears blenders. If you ain't checking them out, go look them up online. Coach Prime wears them on the sidelines in Colorado.
Lone Star too. We're listening.
Is that the pitch for the sponsor? Hold up, man.
Hold on, while we're at it, Lone Star. I don't know what you got to see to know that this is. I'm loyal as loyal gets.
We're the official beer of Texas and the Cast&Blast podcast.
Hell
The
yeah.
national beer of Texas.
National beer. I had one too many of them.
Yeah.
One.
We drink them. This is not sponsored by Lone Star, but we are powered by Lone Star.
100%.
And motivated.
Yes.
Ace, you're listening to all this over there. What is it about fishing that draws you to one, or you've had a little bit of experience. For you guys that are watching right now, Ace is our producer. We dragged him into this just based off our military background and how we've worked together out on the flight lines in Iraq and Afghanistan. We've spent a lot of time with some desert sand under our boots, but Ace, we haven't felt any beach sand under our feet together, man. What do you think? Which one of these draws you more?
River sand.
Which one of us sold it better?
Play sand.
Hey, check it out. The best fishing I've experienced is probably on the internet. Just
You can't argue that.
Hey, look, man. I've been listening to all you guys, and I went one time with old Jimmy to a river. Almost died. We'll get into that in another episode.
Did you die?
Hey, but
but did you die?
but did you
But
die?
did you die?
Non-biased opinion. I think I want to go with the river.
Oh,
Yeah, my man.
I hope I didn't burn bridges here. And
We need a good river trip though, Ace. Like,
but just
we can-
remember, if you're going after a river with Speedbutt Jimmy, ain't no river
Not enough.
ain't no valley, whatever. This dude's gonna put you through the ringer.
You
to
will
get to that
find
river.
what's on the other side of that bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a story to tell after it, no matter what.
Well,
You almost killed him the first time.
Well, he's got a story to tell now.
You are someone else at your eulogy.
yeah,
Yeah.
hey, he ain't lying about a story. We definitely got to get into that.
Yeah, we will for sure.
We'll get into that on another episode of But Did You Die?
Yeah, but did you die?
Guys, if you enjoyed this podcast and you enjoyed the kind of, raw and unedited fishing and hunting talk that we do every week, we're going to bring you another episode next week. What are we going to talk about next week? We don't know.
We don't know.
But we know that we'll be here next week. We'll be bringing you some new content, and we hope to have you tell your friends, tell everybody, hey, man, these are a couple guys that just keep it real. They open up a couple of cold ones, and they just talk like we talk. We're just like you. We fish and hunt just like you. We aren't sponsored just like you. We're not freaking...
Lone Star.
Not yet. But, we're out here just getting after it, man. We're just like you guys, and we invite you to, drop a comment and let us know, what it is about, fishing and hunting that this kind of reminds you of. If there's something that's completely you think we're full of shit and we're just kind of, off, we're wrong, let us know in the comments. If you think that, this reminds you of something and you can resonate, let us know in the comments because we go back, we read those, and we do.
That's what gives us motivation topics and things that we want to talk about is based off what your responses are to us.
And we look at some of the current events and current topics, and we kind of go with the seasons, and of course fishing right now. Turkey season's over.
Just time.
Hey, if you're not killing pigs or wetting worms, and what are you doing? You can't do it from the couch.
Well, if you ain't fishing and you ain't hunting, then I don't know what you're doing.
You better be watching the Cast and Blast podcast.
This
what
is
you
a
should be doing.
there's a lot of fishing podcasts. There's a lot of hunting podcasts, but there's only one.
Cast and Blast podcast.
We'll see you on the next one. Peace.